Ukraine has to withdraw, as Russia unleashed everything after surrounding them. It's day 853 of Russia's operation in Ukraine. Let's dive deeper. Starting from Razdelka. Around a week ago, we saw how Russian forces opened this front and started attacking from multiple areas. But their main attack was focused on Razdelka, where they attacked the village from three sides. At first, they captured heights located east of the village, and then started attacking the village itself. But due to 2 days of artillery shelling, Ukrainian forces anticipated the Russian attack and prepared their defense for the push, which meant that Russian units will now have to assault very well prepared Ukrainian positions in the village. As a result, for the last 4 days they have been slowly advancing from all three directions and surrounded the village. So the situation of Ukrainians defending the village has taken a turn and became extremely bad for the last couple of days. Because the village is located on a lower elevation, and Russians now have the height advantage on three sides. So according to the Russian sources, their forces, after approaching the village from three sides, started attacking the Ukrainian positions with various types of ammunition. You can imagine the condition that Ukrainian units were in the village. As per sources, Ukrainian units entrenched in the village sustained high losses. As a result, they were forced to withdraw most of their units. However, many sources claim that the village has now come under Russian control. But it is still a little early to say, because according to the Russian paratroopers storming the village, Ukrainian forces still have a very small presence, which will need a couple of days to clear. Recently, after clearing the eastern part, they raised their flag in the village. As the last Ukrainian unit withdraws, they will likely launch retaliatory shelling on the village. So Russian forces will have to be very careful, and that is why the clearing takes a couple of days. Some sources say the next target might be Avdiivka. Now moving to Kharnoherka. As the city at the beginning was falling at a very rapid pace, it seemed like it would fall in just a couple of weeks. However, after the Ukrainian forces withdrew from the eastern side, they redeployed many of their units to this front, and then built fortified positions in the buildings. Russian sources say this city now very closely resembles the Battle of Bakhmut, where Ukrainian forces had mined every inch of the area. In addition, the Ukrainian garrison has not been threatened from the north, so they can easily resupply and rotate their forces. All this factor meant a very slow advance of Russian forces. However, we are seeing small movement around the high-rise buildings. According to the confirmed report, Russian forces, after a very intense battle, were able to take a couple of high-rise buildings under their control. There is a rumor that Ukrainian units have withdrawn completely from the remaining buildings. However, this has not been confirmed yet. Unless Ukraine redeploys their units to other areas, slow advance will continue. Now moving to Kyans. It seems like Russian forces have once again activated this front, because recently they performed a very successful storming operation. Target was the trench network around here. At first, they very precisely shelled the Ukrainian trenches with artillery and FPV drones. As the shelling was very intense, Ukrainian units suffered losses and were forced to withdraw. Soon the Russian BMP and turtle configuration came to storm the trenches. As a result, this small area came under Russian control. However, there are no reports of big attacks. But in order to maintain the foothold, they will probably have to expand this area. So in the coming days we might see a few advances. Subscribe for more frontline updates. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.